Welcome to the park with your boy DJ Bonix and my new friend Lisa. Real quick, me and Lisa have something in common. We are both trying to help fight homelessness in the Twin Cities by raising money, and we both get to rappel off Mall of America in September. Is that right?
Yep.
But most importantly, what people may not know about you, and you're willing to share this story, so thank you so much, is that you were homeless at a time.
Correct.
And I think it's really important that to share your story, because I think some people kind of, you had said before, they don't really think about being homeless, and then they end up dehumanizing people who are. But then sometimes you don't realize that you found yourself in that position yourself. So can you kind of share like how that all came to be, and we'll start from there.
So my journey basically started about 3.5, 4 years ago.
Okay.
I came out of a really bad, abusive relationship, and I just basically, left them because I was done. I was like, I'm not going to put up with the abuse anymore.
Right.
I'm just going to leave and go. And
Wait, before we go any further,
okay.
there are women out there, and there are men too, who are going right now through abusive relationships. Can you? And it's hard, right? Because you're in this loop.
Very hard.
You're in this loop. Like, I love this person, but I'm losing myself. Can you kind of maybe just real quick give them a little bit of how you got yourself out of that, and the mind frame, and maybe some encouragement?
Yeah, so how I got myself out is I basically just literally was done. I'm like, okay, I matter more than all these things that he's done to me. And I basically left, and that's why it led me to homelessness a little bit. And with me leaving, I would have rather been homeless at that moment.
Wow.
Than me staying in the abusive relationship.
Wow.
So
So when you found yourself, you said you told me you were living in your car for a few weeks.
Yep.
What were you thinking at that point? And I mean, did you ever see yourself in that?
I had never even dreamed that I would be homeless. I actually was kind of mean to the homeless. I would say before, I'm like, oh, they don't matter, anything like that. They've probably done drugs or this or that. Right. But when you actually experience it, it's a whole different level.
Right.
It's a whole different level. Now, I'm just these people, I feel so bad. I dehumanized them at that point in my life.
Right. And so what was the turning point for you to kind of get yourself back on your feet, and to I'm sure that going through the abusive relationship, kind of going through homelessness, you may not have felt great about yourself, right?
I didn't. I felt like I was just a piece of trash, literally stomped on. And then I'm like, look at me now, I'm homeless. Now I'm going to be even more of a piece of a trash, just stomped on. Nobody's going to listen to me, anything like that. I have nothing to bring to the table, because I'm homeless now as well.
So what's the turning point? What part of you kind of, or what happened? Who helped you, and what was the change that kind of helped you propel yourself out of that situation?
I basically, just literally, I moved back home right after being homeless just for a little bit, and I literally just...
With your parents?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I literally just started, I don't know, just going out there, and finding people, and, my job, I would just find friends and get around good people, and I knew that I had to change my perspective to get out of the situation I was in.
And that's super important. Changing your perspective, changing your mind, changing how you view things. Can you explain a little bit more of that? How did you change your perspective? What exactly did you change? How did you reframe your situation?
I don't, going into detail, I don't exactly, I feel like it just happened.
Right.
It's hard for me to explain.
Right.
I literally, as I was surrounding myself with these people, I literally just was if they can go through hard situations, it might not be a situation like mine. If they can go through hard situations and not give up, then
Right.
I can make it through this and not give up.
So it sounds like you were surrounding yourself around good people.
Yeah.
And I've heard someone say recently, it's like, I can tell how successful you will be around the people that you surround yourself. And eventually you did find some great people through the Salvation Army as well, right?
Yes, this past year.
This past year. And tell me about that a little bit.
So I basically was at work, and these two people came into the Salvation Army, and I had known the Salvation Army a little bit before. Like, I had drove for like kettles, like helping during kettle season.
Right.
And just before the pandemic hit, they reduced my hours, and I was like, "Are you guys looking for people for a driver?" And they're like, "Yeah, we are." And
Right.
so I started, and then after that was over with, they asked if I wanted to come to church, and I was like, "Sure, why not?"
Right,
Like,
right.
I've taken other steps, like I've taken risks to get out of situations that I've been in before.
Right,
you
right.
know, like, what is this gonna hurt?
Wow.
So.
And so, what the great thing about the Salvation Army is that currently right now, and I mean, they've always been helping homeless and displaced families. They have shelters across the Twin Cities, and we are raising money through this Down for the Challenge, and we're going to rappel. Have you ever done anything, or have you ever done anything from 14 stories high before,
No, I'm actually really afraid of heights, but the whole reason why I'm doing it is not for me. It's to give the homeless hope in the most difficult time. Like, even if it's just them going in and having a meal, just know that, like, I did it for them. Like, because that's what means more, Because when I was going through it, like, even just those small little things, like somebody providing me a meal or providing me a shower, like, that meant more to me than anything.
Amazing. I'm so proud of you, by the way. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for sharing your story. Being brave enough not to only go through what you went through, to share your story and to rappel off Mall of America. And you're raising money for that right now. They can find you maybe Down for the Challenge, or how can they? Well, maybe I'll get the link and we'll post it here, and they can donate to you as well to help you raise that money as well.
And I don't want you guys to raise it for me. You're raising it for them to give them hope.
Right.
They may be, who knows how long they'll be homeless for, but homelessness isn't just about having a home. It's also like feeling accepted, feeling like you're a human being. So just remember, when you're giving, it's not giving to either one of us.
That's right.
It's giving to the homeless.
You see? Lisa, thank you so much. We appreciate you sharing your story. God bless you. Keep, God doesn't give us anything we can't handle. And for you to go through that and to share your story and really to offer, changing your perspective, I think is really important. And grace, right? Yeah. And grace. Can you kind of explain a little bit what grace means to you in your situation?
Grace means to me, literally, I've been taught it since coming to the Salvation Army. Literally, there's been so much grace, and I feel like we need to do that just as a society, be more graceful towards people, even just in general, not
right.
just to like homeless, just in general. We've all made mistakes. We've all done something wrong, and it could lead us to homelessness. Like, my parents were homeless because the medical bills stacked up, and they had nothing. There was nothing they could do. Like, because of my mom's disability, unfortunately, it happened.
Right.
And it's the most difficult thing to see. But now you just literally have to give them grace. Like, if you see somebody on the side of the road, like, acknowledge them, like, smile. Even if you don't have money, just say, hey, I don't have money, but how's your day going? Like,
right.
Reach out, connect with them. Like, they're a human being.
Right. I heard something, and we'll leave with this. I heard something a few months ago, is that sometimes we need to suffer to understand what love is.
And I
And
feel like that's what grace has been for the past year for me. Like, it doesn't matter how much I've messed up or anything like that. And I feel like I actually feel more free now that I feel like I've been given so much grace. And, like, we need to do that for everybody, all of humanity. And if we just do a little more grace, then people will feel more free.
I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your story. Can I get a big hug? Can we hug over this picnic table over here? Thank you so much. Down for the challenge going down right now, but even after this, just pay attention to what's going on around you and be a part of your community. Help lift people up. And, as my shirt says, be passionate about compassion. Signing off from the park, it's DJ Bonix and Lisa. See you soon.